Hollywood is built on illusion. Red carpet, private jet, luxury mansions, and seven-figure paychecks create the idea that once an actor becomes famous, money is permanent. From the outside, it looks like success in Hollywood guarantees financial security for life. But behind the cameras, the truth is far more fragile. Many famous actors who once earned tens or even hundreds of millions of dollars ended up broke. Some lost their wealth through reckless spending. Others were destroyed by lawsuits, taxes, bad investments, or long gaps between roles. Fame created the money, but it didn't protect it. Today, we're looking at famous actors who went broke, based not on rumors, but on documented bankruptcies, court records, tax liens, and verified interviews. These stories shocked fans and proved that in Hollywood, money can disappear just as fast as it arrives. Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage was once one of the highest-paid actors in the world. Between the late 1990s and mid-2000s, Cage earned over $150 million, starring in major blockbusters and critically acclaimed films. At his peak, he could command up to $20 million per movie, but Cage's spending became legendary and disastrous. He purchased multiple luxury mansions, private islands, rare art, exotic animals, and even a dinosaur skull. He also maintained an expensive lifestyle that included massive staff and constant travel. While his income was enormous, his expenses were even larger. By 2009, the collapse became public when the IRS placed liens on his properties for millions in unpaid taxes. Cage was forced to sell homes, assets, and valuables to cover debts. He later admitted that poor financial oversight and uncontrolled spending nearly destroyed him. Although Cage continued acting to recover financially, his downfall became one of Hollywood's most famous cautionary tales. Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp earned hundreds of millions of dollars from franchises like Pirates of the Caribbean, where he reportedly made over $300 million across the series. To the public, Depp appeared untouchable, a global superstar with endless income. But in 2017, court filings revealed that Depp was nearly broke. Depp sued his former management company, accusing them of mismanaging his finances. In response, court documents revealed shocking details about his spending habits. Depp was reportedly spending around $2 million per month, including private jets, luxury real estate, an enormous staff, and even expensive wine collections. Despite earning massive salaries, his expenses consistently exceeded his income. The legal battle exposed how even extreme wealth can vanish when lifestyle inflation goes unchecked. Depp's case showed that earning millions means nothing if spending never slows down. Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is best known as a boxer, but his acting roles, endorsements, and global fame placed him firmly in the entertainment world. At his peak, Tyson earned over $300 million from fights, movies, commercials, and appearances. Yet in 2003, Tyson filed for bankruptcy, listing $23 million in debt. Tyson's collapse was driven by reckless spending, legal fees, and lack of financial education. He bought luxury homes, exotic cars, and maintained a massive entourage. He later admitted that he never understood money and assumed it would never stop coming. Despite his fame, Tyson lost nearly everything. His story is often cited as one of the most dramatic financial downfalls in entertainment history, proving that even record-breaking income offers no protection without discipline. Lindsay Lohan. Lindsay Lohan was one of Hollywood's biggest stars in the early 2000s. As a teenager, she starred in multiple box office hits and earned millions before the age of 20. At her peak, she was one of the most in-demand young actresses in the industry. But fame came too fast. Legal troubles, missed work opportunities, lawsuits, and personal struggles began draining her finances. By the early 2000s, Lohan faced unpaid taxes, court-ordered rehab expenses, and mounting legal bills. At one point, reports confirmed she struggled to pay basic living costs. Her financial collapse highlighted the danger of early fame without structure, guidance, or financial planning. Lohan's case became a warning about how quickly success can turn into instability. Burt Reynolds. Burt Reynolds was one of the biggest movie stars of the 1970s and 1980s, commanding massive salaries and box office success. For years, he was one of Hollywood's most bankable actors. But behind the scenes, Reynolds made poor financial decisions. Bad investments, failed business ventures, and extravagant spending slowly destroyed his fortune. In 1996, Reynolds filed for bankruptcy, citing millions in debt. He later admitted that trusting the wrong advisors and living far beyond his means cost him everything. Despite continuing to work, Reynolds never fully recovered financially. His story proved that even long careers don't guarantee lasting wealth. Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes earned millions starring in major action films, especially the Blade franchise, which made him one of the highest-paid actors of the late 1990s and early 2000s. But financial trouble surfaced when Snipes failed to pay federal taxes. In 2010, he was sentenced to prison for tax evasion after owing millions in unpaid taxes. The conviction halted his career and erased much of his wealth. Snipes later admitted that ignoring financial and legal responsibilities destroyed his stability. His case became one of the most famous examples of how tax issues alone can wipe out a Hollywood fortune. Kim Basinger. Kim Basinger was a top Hollywood actress in the 1980s and 1990s, starring in major films and earning significant income. But a single bad business decision nearly ended her financial security. In 1993, Basinger backed out of a film contract and was sued for breach of contract. The court ruled against her, leading to bankruptcy shortly after. The lawsuit cost her millions and forced her to restructure her finances. Although she later recovered professionally, the incident showed how one legal mistake can financially devastate an actor. Stephen Baldwin. Stephen Baldwin found success in the 1990s, appearing in major films and television projects. However, steady fame didn't translate into financial stability. In 2009, Baldwin filed for bankruptcy, citing unpaid taxes, credit card debt, and failed investments. Despite continuing to work, his income couldn't keep up with his obligations. His story highlighted how even recognizable actors can struggle financially when expenses and debt pile up faster than earnings. Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen was once the highest-paid actor on television, earning up to $1.8 million per episode on 2.5 Men. At his peak, he made tens of millions per year. But lawsuits, substance abuse, and massive child support payments quickly drained his fortune. By 2018, Sheen publicly admitted that most of his wealth was gone. Despite earning extraordinary amounts, expenses and legal obligations consistently exceeded his income. His story became one of the clearest examples of how extreme earnings can still lead to financial collapse. Gary Busey. Gary Busey enjoyed decades of success in film and television, but financial trouble followed later in life. In 2012, Busey filed for bankruptcy, listing millions of dollars in debt. Court documents showed unpaid medical bills, tax issues, and declining income from acting roles. Despite long-term recognition in Hollywood, financial mismanagement and health-related expenses left him unable to sustain his lifestyle. Pamela Anderson. Pamela Anderson was one of the most recognizable celebrities of the 1990s, earning millions from television, modeling, and endorsements. But in the early 2000s, financial trouble became public when reports revealed unpaid taxes and mounting construction debts related to her Malibu home. Despite her fame, Anderson admitted that overspending and poor financial decisions left her deeply in debt. Her situation highlighted how global recognition does not guarantee long-term financial stability. Why actors go broke. Most Hollywood financial collapses follow the same pattern: overspending during peak fame, long gaps between acting roles, bad investments and advisors, lawsuits and tax problems, lifestyle inflation. In Hollywood, income is unpredictable, but expenses are constant. Going broke doesn't mean an actor failed creatively. It means the business side failed. Hollywood rewards visibility, not sustainability. These stories aren't about mocking success. They're warnings. Fame fades, roles disappear, and without planning, even millions can vanish. In Hollywood, the real achievement isn't landing a big role. It's surviving after the spotlight moves on.